I hope you guys are doing alright. I thank you for the new subscribers that showed up. Welcome. I'm glad you guys are here, and I hope you guys are enjoying this channel. Hopefully you subscribe because you're enjoying it, but anyway, I'm going to be doing a series on Matthew, and I'm going to start in Matthew 1, obviously, but I'm not going to read through the genealogy because it's like this person fathered this person, and then he fathered this person, and it just goes all the way down. But I'm just going to cut to the chase on this. There were 14 generations from Abraham till David, and then from King David to the deportation of Babylon, and then from there to Jesus, another 14 generations. So in total, there were 14, it's 28. So 42. There are 42 generations from Abraham till Jesus, who's here to take away the sin of the world. I'm going to start at Matthew 1, verse 18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way, when his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph. Before they came together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. And her husband Joseph, being a just man, and unwilling to put her to shame, resolved to divorce her quietly. But as he considered these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife. For that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Emmanuel means God with us. When Joseph woke from sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. Alright, so I'm going to stop there. Basically what's going on right now is there was Joseph, who is descended from David, and he was betrothed to Mary, and they didn't sleep together, but somehow Mary ended up pregnant. So because of that, Joseph was like, look, this is kind of like fishy, something ain't adding up, so I'm gonna divorce you. We're not gonna do this. But as he considered these things, an angel of the Lord spoke to him in a dream and said, hey, what is in Mary is from the Holy Spirit. You have nothing to fear, nothing weird is going on, it's from God. So take her as your wife and be the father of this child. And so he did, and when the child was born, they named him Jesus. This child, Jesus, he was prophesied in a prophet. And they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. Chapter 2 says, Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them, where was the Christ to be born? They told him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for so it is written by the prophet, And you, O Bethlehem, and the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler, who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly, and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I too may come and worship him. After listening to the king, they went on their way, and behold, the star that they had seen when it rose went before them until it came to rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy. And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then Opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. So basically what's going on is King Herod assembled some people together, and he wanted to know where Jesus was to be born and to go find him. And so they went and found him, and they worshipped him and gave him gifts, and then they were warned in a dream not to return to Herod. And so they departed to their own country by another way, without going and seeing Herod. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, and said, Rise, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. And he rose and took the child and his mother by night, and departed to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet, Out of Egypt I called my son. So, basically, they were trying to hide so Jesus wouldn't get killed. They departed, they went to Egypt, and they stayed there until Herod died. Then Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had ascertained from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children, she refused to be comforted because they are no more. Herod killed children 2 years old and under so he could try to wipe out Jesus. Obviously he failed. And what was spoken by Jeremiah, where a voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children, these names are nations. And so, like, if where you live, a bunch of children were just getting brutally murdered, people would be weeping, and they would cause a fuss and want it to stop, and there'd be some fights breaking out. That's pretty much what's going on here. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Rise, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are dead. And he rose and took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there, and being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee. And he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. So when Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph and told him, you can go ahead and depart back to Israel, for the people that were trying to kill Jesus are dead. And so they went their ways, and then when he found out that Herod's son was ruling, he was warned in a dream, and he withdrew to the district of Galilee, to a town called Nazareth. And the prophet said that this kid, the one who would take away the sin of the world, that he would be called a Nazarene. And so when they went to Nazareth, it fulfilled that prophecy, and he is a Nazarene. Joseph and Mary betrothed. Mary got pregnant by the Holy Spirit, and Joseph was like, nah dude, I'm out. But then the angel said, hey, it's from God, don't worry. So Joseph said, okay, I can do this. And then when Jesus was born, they had to kind of run and do all this stuff to get away from their kid being killed. And when everything was settled and done, they went to Nazareth, and that's where they're at. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you have any prayer requests, please put them down in the comments. And I hope you guys stay blessed. Thank you very much.